Woohoo! Hey, welcome everybody to Hex Token Channel Live, and of course your host, Superman, in the house. This is going to be a pretty cool laid-back session, but it's going to be pretty much about everything about Hex Explained. So we're going to get to it, Q&A in the chat, and go through a lot of information. So hopefully you're going to have fun. Maybe you'll pick up a few things, and of course maybe you'll share some cool things that you know about as well. So get into there as well. What do we always say on this channel? Sharing is caring. And of course, that's the way we go. This is the way it is. It's just the essence of the Hex community. So get in there, folks. Say hello. We're going to have a timestamp, of course. After the live stream, I'll put a timestamp so you can jump straight to all the good sections that you're after. We're just going to have a quick introduction at the moment, get into the chat and say hello. Don't forget, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, all that good stuff. And of course, check out many of the cool channel videos. Doing lots of how-to videos at the moment. I've got 5 more coming over the next 24 hours. 5 more how-to videos on Pulsechain and, of course, the Pulsechain bridge and things like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yield farming, all that goodie stuff. So they're going to keep coming thick and fast. And that's the quick and easy tutorial series. They're all about 5 minutes long, maybe shorter, maybe slightly longer, but they get to the nuts and bolts of it all. Because Pulsechain is coming soon, and man, we are excited. We're in this quiet phase just before the launch, so it's a good time for you to think about your strategy, to accumulate any ERC20 tokens you want copied over, to pick up some Hex if you want some Hex and things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get into it. Of course, we've got the music in the background. That's our favorite, Feeding the Ducks. So looking pretty good. Let me just check the audio is up and running. Audio sounds good to me. Got to do the sound check, right? Otherwise, you're talking to yourself. This is the way it goes. So get into the chat, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I have got a presentation for tomorrow that I'm still building out, and so stay tuned for that. I was hoping to do that today. I'm not quite finished yet, so that'll be tomorrow. So get into it. Let's get into it. So everything about Hex Explained. We're going to get into the chat. Say hello. It's Now's in the house with the woo-hoo-hoos. I love that. The passion is second to none. For sure. We got is YouTube pulling your streams after they end? They don't seem to show up your channel earlier. I think what happens is when you it takes a while for YouTube to fully upload a long live stream. So I think that's the case there, and it just has a bit of a delay. I think that is what happens there. It's now. Catherine's in the house with the rockets and money bags, looking good, and a big welcome from the channel. Love these emojis. So lots of Hex Token members there. Emojis there are looking good. We got Dingle Wolf in the house as well. The party, look, partying well. Toxic Hex Hog is in the house. Man, people got pretty creative names there, so it's pretty fun to see. Nice. And we got the rockets in there. Very, very cool. We got Dingle Wolf says Hex price is down. I don't get it. Well, we're kind of in that quiet phase. So we had a live stream earlier and really just talked about the Hex price a lot. And that was that really we're in a quiet period before Pulsechain. It has been quite low volumes for some time, but we're going to get into that a bit later in the live stream to explain that further. Dingle Wolf said how many wallets are doing this and what amounts, turtles or whales. Very small. These are small amounts. What we've seen is we've seen 2 phases of liquidity pull out of the pool, and that's also contributed to any movement in the price there. So some defensive plays happening at the moment, and of course some of those actually help the offense in terms of if a buyer does come in, it does push the price a lot, but of course adversity it also, or alternatively, it also does the opposite. So cool. Tin Top's in the house. What's up, Hexagons? Good to see you in the chat there. Dingle said Toxic said nothing wrong. I think that was we had someone in the chat, didn't we, that ended up getting moderated. So that's just the way it goes. Don't abuse your power, says Dingle Wolf. 2 minutes till start. That's what I said. Toxic Hex Hog's in the house. And of course, let's have a look here. Lol, sorry. Okay, it sounds like someone accidentally got thing there. That just happened from time to time. I was putting myself in time out. Bingo, will come out to our stream on GenHex this Saturday night, and you will understand. What else we got going on here? Tinto says she's a friendly fire. Look out, everyone! Get to the chopper now. Blobfish King's in the house. Woohoo! Stake it to make it. That's it. With the Hex, of course, you buy Hex, you stake and relax. Let the system do itself. When you've got when you stake Hex, you get T-shares, and it's a bit like a little money printer. It just ticks away. Just let it do its thing. You don't have to worry about trading and this and that, and it just goes for gold on that. You just keep earning that Hex per day. Very, very cool. You ride through the price cycles. The price cycles go up and down. You just ride through those. Toxic Hex Hogs with the woo-hoos. I like the passion today there, Toxic Hex Hog, and very, very nice. Now, I don't know if I've seen Toxic Hex Hog in the chat there, so it's nice to see you in the chat. unless you've changed your name from something else. That's the other trick that some people play. Here you go, Dinglewolf. Nice. It's now's in the chat there. What else we got going? Maybe the liquid shrinking is inside knowledge. But possibly. Malcolm says, "What's up, Hexkins?" Hey, good to see you, Malcolm. And Brazology's in the house as well. Yes, I love the show. Just started. I'm getting comfortable for the night. Hey, nice one. Me too. I had to delay the live stream because I had to get a drink myself. So cheers, everybody, and sit back, relax, and let's have a bit of fun. 471's in house, stake for 2,500 days. That's a pretty good stake length there. I like that one. That's a good one. So anyway, let's get into it, folks. Hex.com. And of course, if you're not familiar with Hex, Hex was pretty much the best performing crypto asset of 2020 and much of 2021. It has recently done its all-time high in September 21 and has had a pullback at about 82%, but has climbed up a little bit from there, maybe up about 75, down about 75%, which is what happens in crypto prices. They go through price cycles, and now is a pretty good time to dollar cost average into Hex, especially the fact that you're going to get a copy on the Pulsechain. So we're going to look at everything about Hex. So let's get into it, folks. Very, very cool. So on the homepage here, there's Hex.com. We've got Hex stakes average here. Now you can find many of the links are shown in the video description. So we've got Hex stakes average 38% per returns a year. So what does that mean? The average stake length is 6.41 years. You heard it, folks. That's a very long time. People can max stake up to 5,555 days, which is approximately 15.2 years. And the average stake length is 6.41, which is actually at an all-time high. It keeps pushing higher, so that's very exciting to see. The average returns are around about 38% approximately for that period. Now, obviously, if you do a shorter stake, it's probably around about 11-12% for a year. So it gives you some sort of guide. If it's longer than 6.41 years, then you're probably going to get slightly more than 40%, so about 43% maybe on the longer stakes there. Once again, that is based on today's information. Now, obviously, in the future, we could see a lot of things actually push up the return for people that have staked a long, long time. And I'll talk about that later in the live stream. Now, obviously, Hex is the first blockchain certificate of deposit. So what you might be used to is certificate of deposits or term deposits or investment deposits, different names around the world, but certificate deposit in the United States. And of course, people put their money with the bank and they get a certain amount of return. At the moment, those returns are really low. They might be 0.5%, something like that. Inflation obviously is getting higher, but we've been in a low interest environment for an extended period of time. Now, normally interest rates have a 7-year cycle. We have absolutely smashed that since about 2008. And of course, we've been in a very long extended interest rate cycle for the most of that time. And of course, here we are. We've got also what happens here is that on the Hex, of course, it's structured with such good financial algorithms to basically help make it give you a return of 38% as opposed to say 0.5%. But it is based in Hex too. So the underlying price of Hex can move up and down, so just take that into account. So there is some risk return trade-offs with it, but man, oh man, does it perform extremely well. So what we're also, this was the first time this was ever done on the blockchain and really pioneered innovation in the DeFi space or DeFi natural centralized space there. So very, very cool. We've got high returns, no minimum, and decentralized assign. So there's no middle person, there's no bank that you have to with. It's just a contract on the Ethereum blockchain. And of course, soon this is going to be on Pulsechain, which is going to be supporting this. And it's going to be super fast and super cheap to operate on there too. So if you get Hex now, you also get a copy of Hex on Pulsechain. So that's 2 for 1. That's a pretty good deal. The other thing, of course, is at the moment there's also about 442,000 wallets. So it's a very big project in crypto. And it's once Pulsechain launches, it's probably going to really explode. So it's going to be absolutely massive for that. So very, very cool. Hex is also done pretty much, about 1 million%. If you took the very high 1 million% within 2 years. So it was pretty exciting. And of course, that's huge returns, right? So 10,000x. And of course, if you had staked, you would have done even better. So pretty amazing there. So that's pretty much it. Obviously, this is the website. I'm not going to go through all this in detail, but check out hex.com and see all the good activities that are happening there. There's lots of cool details here as well about how well the price has gone. There's a big process here, how to get Hex, of course. You get a MetaMask wallet. You then buy Ethereum. And then, of course, you swap Ethereum for Hex on a Uniswap. And then, of course, you can stake it on go.hex.com. So we're going to have a look at that pretty shortly. Very, very cool. You got some of the highlights there. Hex is the first certificate of a blockchain CD. Incredible performance. Hex removes the middleman, which is really cool. Get rid of the bank. Who wants a bank? You just deal with the contract, and it's you mint your own. You mint your own returns on there. It's very, very cool. Hex share price has done extremely well, of course. The inflation, of course, is capped at 3.69%, and actually, in practice, it actually doesn't reach that high. And of course, much of that inflation is deferred off into the future. Inflation at the moment is probably around about 1.6%, and much of the inflation is deferred because people stake for 6.41 years, and people stake right up to 15 years out. So it's pretty amazing. So that's pretty cool. Some of the highlights there, you can see Hex has been advertised in a lot of places: double-decker buses, taxis, magazines, newspapers, train stations, all that sort of stuff. It's been out and about, of course. So very, very cool. There's obviously the highest of stakes is a documentary coming up. That's going to be massive for Hex retail adoption and virality. So we're looking forward to that. That's got a good chance that will be out this year. And of course, targeting big streamers like Netflix. It could be very, very cool. All right, so check out the website. There's lots of cool stuff about FAQs and things like that. Good links, stuff you can check out. And of course, you can buy Hex now with Ethereum on Uniswap or USDC and take your pick on there. All right, so we're going to jump over who founded Hex. So Hex, who founded it? Well, pretty much probably the best, smartest guy in crypto, a real innovator in the space, and a crypto billionaire, Richard Hart. So he's got his own site here, richardhart.com. In fact, I will post I'll post the links in the chat there just so you can, if you haven't got these, if you're new to Hex, you can definitely save that to your favorites. We've got hex.com there. Just save that to your favorites is the way to go. So cool. The other thing, of course, is that Richard Hart is, been on TV and all sorts of stuff as a huge YouTuber, huge accounts on Twitter and things like that. And of course, is probably the leading innovator in the crypto space, without a doubt, especially around game theory with crypto. And he also pays it forward. So he's the sort of guy that likes to, benefit others, like Sen Foundation, helping to raise $27 million for that with long life research, stuff like that. But he's always trying to help people out there, no matter what it is, whether it's addictions or what else. He's always out there helping out people and giving good advice. Also trying to make people wealthier, healthier, and wiser, and enjoy life a lot more. So he's a pretty amazing guy. Really does pay it forward as well. So that's Richard Hart. You can check out Richard Hart at richardhart.com and learn a lot more about him. And of course, you can also find him on Twitter, and that's the place to be if you want to get the latest and greatest from Richard Hart. So definitely check that out. So we've got Richard Hart there, looking good. And so save that to your favorites as well. The next thing we're going to jump over to is go.hex.com. Obviously, after you buy Hex on Ethereum, on Uniswap, with Ethereum or USDC, you can then stake your Hex. So this is where it's all great. You want to get your Hex, stake it, and once again, you're going to get a copy on Pulsechain when Pulsechain launches. Pulsechain is going to be the first system stake copy of Ethereum. That is the biggest thing in crypto this year, and I imagine it's going to be the biggest thing for a long time to come. So it's pretty amazing. Let's say you had 10,000 Hex. You could then stake that for up to 5,505 days. And of course, what happens when you stake your Hex, you take your Hex actually gets burned. It goes off the market, and you get, in return, you get shares, and shares are what you get. And that's kind of your ownership, a bit like a share in a company. A company makes profits, and in this case, Hex makes inflation up to 3.69%. Plus there's some penalties on there as well. And of course, if you've got shares, if the inflation is the profit of the company, and you've got shares in a company, then you get a share of that profit that the company is making. In this case, you're getting shares in the inflation that the Hex contract is making. So it's pretty awesome like that. And you actually mint your own inflation. You mint your own rewards. It's pretty amazing. Now, I said you also get penalties. You get penalties because if people make stakes, and of course they break their responsibility, maybe they're supposed to stake for 5 years and they end their stake after 2 years, then you get penalties paid to you, and they lose a certain amount of their Hex, and sometimes it can be a lot if they're really early in staking their stakes really early. So the way you basically have that is that you can stake your Hex, and of course you can earn the inflation up to 3.69%, and of course penalties on top of that. But it gets better yet, right? You think you're earning 3.69%. That assumes that 100% of people are staking, right? So if 100% of people are staking, that's what you'd get. But of course, out of Hex, there's only about 9.5% staking. So really, what happens is that you get about 38% return for an average stake of 6.4 years, which is amazing. So there's the magic, folks. If 100% was staking, 3.69%. If it's not, then you could, let's say there's 1%, a 1% staking, that would be 369% return. So you can see if there's 10% staking, it's 36%, and so forth. So it's pretty amazing. And at the moment we've got about 9.5%, so you're getting around about 38% return for average stake length of 6.4 years. So pretty amazing. What we always encourage is often people to do a staking ladder, in other words, to get Hex and make stakes over different years or different months, and have that coming out. It's probably the best way to do that. And just remember, when you make stakes on Ethereum with your Hex, you're going to get a copy on Pulsechain, and Pulsechain could be launching anytime now, maybe within weeks, maybe within a month or two. So it's going to be very, very exciting. Our estimate is that it probably going to launch maybe late April, maybe early May, something like that at this stage. Obviously, we're waiting for the founder, Richard Hart, to just ultimately decide that. But it's very, very exciting to get 2 for 1. It's pretty powerful, and you've come here at the right place at the right time. It's kind of like that. All right, so let's imagine if you stake 10,000 Hex, you could stake it for the max stake period where you get all the bonuses. When you stake your Hex, you swap it for shares, and you get 20% more shares per year up to 10 years. So pretty much that's 3,641 days. That's the max that you can get your shares for. And so what you could do is stake that for the max period, 3641, and of course that would give you the maximum amount of T shares. So at the moment, 10,000 T shares, 10,000 Hex, sorry, would give you 1.4 T shares, and you'll earn about 6 Hex per day at the moment per T share, which is pretty amazing. Plus or minus, like this depends on the day. If there's a lot of penalties that day, you could earn maybe 7 Hex per T share, something like that. It's pretty, really powerful. And of course, penalties happen when people, don't keep their responsibilities with their stakes and early in stakes. So it's pretty powerful on that. So that's pretty cool. And all you have to do is click the stake button. That's how it is. Put the amount that you want to invest, put the days that you want to invest, longer pays better, and then stake it. That's how easy it is. Now, if you can also do a max stake of 555, maybe you want to lock this in for 15 years, you can do that, and it will keep accumulating inflation and penalties all that time. The other side, of course, is this is the magic. So what makes Hex really different? Obviously, you're getting the inflation for your stake, your investment. That's cool. But what makes it really special is the share price here. So this is the golden source. This is the magic source or secret source, what do you want to call it? I like to call it the golden source there, because the share price makes it fair for everybody. No matter when you get in, it makes it fair because it's based on compound interest. And basically, if you get in today, it will be fair compared to if you get into the future as well. So this is based on the inflation, of course. Penalties is a little different because we just don't know when penalties will occur or not. But on the whole, on the average, based on the underlying inflation, which is the reward you get as interest kind of thing, is what happens there. That makes it fair there. So at the moment, to get 1 T share, it's going to cost you 21,227 X. But of course, if you stake for the maximum period of 3,641 days, you will basically get the maximum amount of T shares. That's that 20%. So we put 10,000 X in, we get the longer pays better bonus. That's 20,000. Remember, I said it's 200% more, and of course that means you've got a 3x amount there, and of course that's 30,000 Hex. Now, bigger pays better does apply, but it goes up depending on if you've got up to 150 million Hex. So that's an extremely large amount of X these days. Particularly even at the start of Hex, that was a large amount, and of course that would depend on that. Obviously, 10,000 is relatively small compared to 150 million X, so your bigger pays better will be relatively low on that. So that's how that works. Your effective Hex really takes your 10,000 Hex, gives you that bonus of 20,000 Hex for a 10-year stake, and of course that would give you 30,000 Hex, and that's what you're going to get for your T shares. So you take 30,000, you divide it by the share rate, which always goes up and to the right, and then that gives you your T share amount. So remember that effective Hex has got the bonuses in there, 200% more Hex for your effective share bonus, and of course that divided by the share rate, which is 21,227, equals 1.4 T shares. And a T share stands for trillions of shares. Why such a big number of shares? Well, because the system needs big numbers to be able to do the mathematics. And of course, with 440,000 wallets, lots of holders, you need big numbers to make it all work. So that's the reason why the numbers are so big. So pretty cool on that. So that's what you get there. Once you accept that, of course, you're going to end up with a active stake showing up. and it's going to have all your details in there. That's pretty much it. It'll pretty much have your T-shares and the amount of interest that you get on that stake. And at the end of the stake, you'll see that there'll be 2 buttons. And of course, after you've saved, maybe your stake's going for 1 year, after 365 days, you'll see 2 buttons, an end stake button. That means that you can end the stake and get your Hex, original Hex back, plus your interest and any penalties that you've earned. And then, or you can just do good accounting, which means that you have got that. You won't, it may, in your tax jurisdiction, that may mean that you don't have to pay tax on that amount. Typically, in a lot of jurisdictions, you have to pay tax on assets that trade, crypto that trades, but that's not always true for some jurisdictions. Some jurisdictions have no tax on no tax on the trading your Hex. So that's the case. So you could end stake there. Obviously, you'll also have the ability to, if the stake hasn't matured, you could early end stake that penalty. And of course, that has a lot more risk to it. You need to be very careful with that. And that will also depend whether your stake is over 100 days, 180 days long, or under 180 days long. So there's 2 different tiers for the penalties for early end staking. So you need to know that. So that pretty much is how the stakes work, folks. And it's a pretty neat thing. You've got some cool charts as well on the Hex page there. You've got your T-share daily close price there. You've also got your daily Hex payout for T-share there as well. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we've quickly covered over the introduction to Hex, Hex.com. We've looked at Richard Hart, the founder. It's always good to know who created the product. And of course, Hex runs itself. So it's on the blockchain. It does itself. It doesn't need Richard Hart to work. It just keeps going along as it does. So cool. You can see the T-share daily price there, and also the daily payout per T-share. So if you've got 10 T-shares, you're going to get say 6 Hex per T-share. That's like 60 Hex a day. So it's pretty awesome. Times the price of Hex, which is currently about 13 cents. So cool. All right, let's get into the chat. Before we move on to the next one, we're going to chat and go through a couple of the comments. Let me just make sure I'm not too far behind here. Probably am miles behind, but let's see how we go. We've got a couple of comments going here. Tin Top's in there. I think I looked at that one. We've gone through some of those ones there. Let me see. We've got, I think we're up to Christos here. Hi again, Suitman. I mentioned Max on your earlier show. If it was featured on Discord Syndicate earlier, Maxi, I think it's something you would enjoy covering. Yeah, I think I did talk about that yesterday. Someone asked about that, about the Maxi pool with staking your Hex in a pool, and of course trading the Maxi. I think that's the one you're referring to. So I think I have talked about that, but feel free to hit me up on Twitter or Discord, Twitter at Token Hex, or with further information, or Discord at Superman #9055. Feel free to hit me up there, Christos. Yeah, I do have I think if that's the product that you're talking about, I have a basic understanding of how that works. I myself am not into pools, and I do understand it's going to be a derivative. Max is going to be a derivative of that product by pool staking Hex. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's great having innovation in space. Some people will like the product, some people may not. Godfather says, hey everybody, good to see Godfather in the house. Wrench Team 6 is in operation, and the Ducks are dancing with Sintop. 471's in the house. In 2025, T-share will be $100,000. Very much, that could be very much the case. 471, that could be very much the case. Brendan Islick's in the house. Team 6, nice. 2026, 420. Yeah, you keep your flexibility, but that's not out of the ballpark for sure. Toxic's in the house says, I'm Brazology's adopted nephew on his mother's fourth cousin side. You guys are crazy out there. Christos says, just saying, I won't mention it again. Hey, Christos, feel free to say it. We're open-minded here. We're open arms. Whether I talk about it a lot or not just depends on how much I know about it, because I don't really want to talk about stuff that I don't know too much about. I think I have a pretty decent understanding of the basic operation of that, though. Yeah. Tintot says longer pays better. Bonus tops out at 3641. Yep. I'm pretty sure that's what I put on the stake there. 3641. That's right. Cool. And Cryptomania says, is there any way to set up notifications for the Pulsechain airdrops? I would just follow Richard Hart. Have a bell on Richard Hart. That's probably the way I'd do that. There, Cryptomania. Tintop says T-shares on sale under 1,000 for one T-share. Staked out at 3641 days. That's a good point there, Tintop. That's the thing at the moment. You can get T-shares really cheap at the moment. Really, really good. Stay tuned. Yeah. Blobfish Kings in the house. Everybody should do at least one 5 stake, even if it's small. I stake 670 hex for 555. That should grow to more than 26,300 hex. That's true blobfish. Even doing a small stake out, 10 years, 15 years is pretty cool. But I must say, if you do a 10-year stake at 3,641 days, you can hold that share rate for another 5 years out to 555. So that's the real magic there. The other thing is that once we get out past that 10-year mark, there'll be a far less T-shares. It'll be very difficult to get T-shares, extremely difficult, I would imagine, by then. And the other thing is that you'll get a lot of the payout, a lot of the big returns will be in the last 5 years. So you'll get massive ROI in those last 5 years. Probably a very big point to make. Obviously on this channel, I always talk about making staking ladders because I think that people like passive incomes. They need access to passive incomes. That's the way I look at it. But if you're really young and stuff like that, or whether you're wanting to pass it on to your family, depending on how old you are, of course, you need to fit that to your life, your life. And of course, you can stake at 555 that way and get the max returns. Mathematically, is the max returns on that. Hey, says Craig. Good to see Craig in the house. Good to see him in there. Don't forget to subscribe to Craig. He's growing his channel and it's going good. He's doing some cool little panels too with a lot of up and coming content creators. So hats off to Craig for that. What else? I think we're up to Cryptomania here. No, we're way past that, man. I didn't do too bad jumping through these. 471 says, well, what if the majority hex supply will burn in null address? I mean, daughter wallet or other hold 40% total supply. I saw an ETH scam. Hey, the Origin account could do things like that. That could happen in the future. Don't be surprised if we see some interesting moves by the Origin account over the life of the hex. I wouldn't be surprised about stuff like that, including burning. It could be all sorts of things could happen with that. I wouldn't count that out at all. Now, we have seen the Origin account. That's probably another topic, is that the fact that Origin account controls most of the hex supply, which is good. It ends up supporting the existing hex stakers. So it's kind of like a pumpermental of hex. What else we got going? It now says I vote to be in the 1% staking class. I like that. Dingle says, wow, cheers. Neil and Birera says, hi, Superman. I cannot connect my MetaMask to Pulsechain testnet 2B, but my MetaMask stays connected. There's something happening. That's a bit weird, Neil. I maybe just try to close your browser, open your browser up again. Try that. But you must make sure that you've got the right testnet 2B details. Let me just give you that tweet of Richard's to make sure that you've got the right one with the PC links. Let me just post that. Boom. So this is you're talking about that. Let me just go. That is the block explorer there. That's the Pulsechain bridge there. So I'll post this for you. You can take the details down there, Neil. And let me post that. Bam. All right, cool. So you can look at the original. I'll just close your browser, open up again, and check that out. Dinglewolf says, never say never. Something just say bad people. Blobfish says, nice payout per T-share today, 6.136. Yeah. So we're going to look at that next. I think we're up to that next, actually. Yes, we are. We're up to the payout per T-share. Now, we did talk about this today. In the first live stream, we had day 856 come out just as we were doing the live stream. But the payout today was 6.055. And the payout at the moment, as you say, is on day. We're currently on day 857, folks, of the Hex journey. And of course, that's a payout at the moment. It's currently at 6.136. $3.5 million of penalties. Remember, I said not only do you earn inflation, which is up to 3.69%, but you also earn penalties on top, and that's $3.5 million so far. Over 6x per T-share. Pretty awesome at the moment. What's the T-share rate? Is 21,243. So that's up big time today. That closed earlier today at 21,227, and now it's at 21,243. So that's unrelenting. The T-share rate is going up and to the right. Remember, the way I look at that is it reflects kind of the returns that people get, the compound interest, and of course makes the system fair for people coming in at any particular time. Now, that said, of course, there was a big payday bonus as a launch bonus for the first 351 days. And of course, that will get redistributed to some degree with the penalties that get paid out as people who've got those big paydays do early in-stake, which we've seen already. And I imagine we're going to see a lot, particularly in my guesstimate, 2025, 2026. We should see quite a bit of that as the US dollar price rises in the Hex, which I do anticipate happening. Tintot says golden source sounds like more classy. Like it may wear a top hat on occasion. That's true, Tintot. I like that. Cheers, Dingo. Hey, Craig Wedding, $5 super sticker for what we got. Is that for the coffee? Appreciate it. Got to do the bow down to the Craig for the super sticker as an honor. Superman, we were using Toxic Hex Hog for testing some moderator tools. Maybe this will buy you milk for your tea to forgive us. Yeah, I had a feeling that Toxic Hex Hogs seemed so comfortable in the chat, and I'm pretty sure Toxic Hex Hog, it was the first time here, so that's probably the way to go. Excellent choices in the house. Hello. Nice to see you. And Brendan says, I think Hex Token drinks hard tea. I do like tea. I'll drink any tea. I'll drink any of the classic teas, like bell tea, that kind of thing. Dulma tea. I'll drink any of that. Yeah, I like a good cup of tea. I think it was because when I was younger, I used to hang out with older people. I love older people, and I used to also love their wisdom. That's what I hanged out with older people a lot to get that wisdom and the charm as well. A lot of these ones were older people from World War I, World War II. They had this charm about them, particularly. The earliest person I met, she was born in 18. I think it was 18. I can't remember exact year. It was in the 1890s sometime, and like 1893, 1898 or something like that. It was 1 or 2. Maybe 1895. I think she was. She was the oldest person I ever met. Isn't that cool? You can't meet someone of that age now, born in 1890s, but I did. I was lucky enough. She was 102 years old at the time. And guess who was looking after her son? Her son was 78. So there we are. Cookies. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Nice. And what else we got going? Hex on Choice said I had to get a new phone. Was happy to find that I didn't have to sell any X to buy the new one. Nice. Cream's got the ducks in the house. Yeah, we're dancing to the ducks for sure. How I'm at it says get boosted, save lives, says how I'm at it. There's different views on that one there, how I'm at it, but we accept your views. How I'm at it says sup, bud. What else we got going in there? It's Nana says the OA could stake for 555 and emergency end stake the next day to reward the stake class. Wouldn't that be nice? Yes, it could do. Now we do know that when it started off, it originally stakes out to 10 years. And we had some big stakes coming out at the end of November and early December last year. They ended up getting good accounted by John Wick. So that was pretty cool. So we definitely benefit from the OA. And it also helps to support the APY. So it really, besides the share rate, the Origin account is another piece of magic inside of X. So cool. Chilling in the Hex Token kitchen. What's it cooking? Says the older generation. Nice. Charities in house as well. Hi, Superman. You should go through the staker app sometime. Some of the data, I'm not sure what it means or what it's for. Yeah, well, I was actually going to do that, but I'm going to be covering staker apps shortly. I just haven't got the app up, but I will definitely do that, Charity, for sure. Hex on the Choice said, I'm going to go back and tell the manager more about X and try to onboard him. I was only able to give him the rundown about RH projects, and I got him interested. Nice. Yeah, I'll probably start with the APR. The average potential return, or APY, I should say. Charity Dunning says, howdy, checking in, saying hello before bedtime, says Charity. Nice. And Stressful Struggles in the house, I'm buying all you bags. I like that. Yeah, feel free to buy some Hex bags there. Take it, that's what you mean. What else we got going? Closed browser, now connected. Heart and mouth, thought maybe a stealth launch. Yeah, that is a bit worried there, Neil. I'm glad that it's worked out for you. I'm very happy about that. Miles of Crypto says, what's up, fellow Hexkins? Ninja Chipsticks is in the house. Yo, and Jimmy Sticks as well. Another Hex Token channel member in the house. Nan always had the best tea. Yeah. Was it Dilma? Oh, Nan had it. Okay, cool. What else? Maybe we should do a tea live show. There's so many good teas out there. Uppercut that like button. Yes. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, all that good stuff. If Hex dips under 12 cents, I'm hitting the buy button. Nice. Yeah, well, this is the thing. Once we get under 12 cents, people do start buying down to 10 cents. That's probably the case. we've still got people holding out for the 8 cents, right? Still got people holding out for that. Excellent choice says it's got the thumbs up there. And Red Squirrel, woo, nice. I think we're almost up to the comments there. Forwarded some people in Hex Facebook groups, your channel. They asked for the best info about Hex, Pulse, and Go Ducks. I like the Artie. Appreciate that. Big shout out to you. Crazy, it's only 3 months until the 4th of July. I know, that seems like we just had it, Pulsechain. I'm pretty sure. Nice. All right, let's get on to it, folks. So this is the Hex data. This is the main data page that people use, hexdailystats.com. I'm going to post it in the chat there. You can definitely check it out. Did I post the go.hex site? I can't remember if I posted this site. Let me post the staking site there. If you want to stake some Hex, that is the site. Bam. And of course, let me get into this one here, Hex Daily Stats. We're going to copy that too. We're going through this. We've been talking about this a little bit. But bam, I'm not going to go through too much of this, but just to say that the Hex payouts per T-share are fantastic. T-share means trillions of shares. You're getting about 6 Hex per day. And of course, if you want to know what that's worth in US dollars, just multiply it by the price, which is around about 13 cents at the moment. So pretty good there. Let me just do the math on that. So $1.13 times 6 is about 78 cents at the moment, and that could go up or down depending on what happens with the Hex payouts and the Hex price. So cool. So T-share price at the moment is $2,754. I think we've got an updated one here. Yeah, $2,718 to get a T-share at the moment. And of course, you can make that much cheaper if you stake longer. And I think someone said that was about $1,000 if you do a 10-year stake for a T-share, which is pretty good. So obviously, if the Hex returns to all-time high price, then a T-share will be not cost you $2,700. It will cost you about $11,000. So today, at the moment, the price is relatively cheap to get T-shares. So just remember that one. The T-share rate's only going up and to the right. So cool. We're going to jump over. I think we're going to leave that topic. I think we've covered. Oh yes, the average stake length for Hex is now 6.41 years. That is a record. The people, the stakes are pretty much staked longer and longer. So cool. I think that's probably the main one there. I think we've got one more other number I want to talk about. Oh, your stake percentage of coins. As I said, if there's 10% staked and the inflation is 3.69%, then that's 36.9%. So we're currently at 9.63%. So that's around about 38% for an average stake of 6.41 years. So that's how you get that, work out that maths. And the final thing I was going to mention was the T-shares here. We've currently got 10,661,000 T-shares in total. That's everybody's T-shares. So if you've got 100 T-shares, that'd be 100 over compared to that total number there. Cool. Now, obviously, let's have a look at the wallets. I want to talk about this wallet growth. We are now up at 442,555, 550, I should say, wallets, and of course, or holders here, and of course, heading towards 500,000. And I think that when we get the Pulsechain launches, this is going to be smashed around. We're going to absolutely go crazy growth. And also, now stakers here, current stakers says here 90,171. So we're finally hit 90,000 here. And of course, that's super exciting to see current stakers that high. And of course, we're heading towards 100,000 stakers. That's going to be fantastic. So if you're new to Hex, pick up some Hex after you've done your investment due diligence. Hopefully this live stream has helped you to get a good idea of the general ideas and concepts in Hex. And then, of course, if you're happy with that, get some Hex and stake it and become one of these 90,000 stakers. And maybe you'll help get us to 100,000. That's for sure. All right, cool. We're going to jump away from the Hex Daily Stats site. I think I posted that link. I did indeed. So let's jump over to the next site. We've got here at Hex.vision. This is a very in-depth site, and it's if you're wanting to do different queries, you can do that, and it will query all the database stuff that you want. You've got Hex penalties, gas prices, staking, lots of stuff on here. And we're not going to go through all this. You can see the current addresses on the left here, the amount of people staked here. So some of the similar data that we had on the Hex Daily Stats here. But you can actually see a lot of charts here as well. You can also see all the stakes that people have staked here. And this is probably what we're going to look at just briefly. If you're going to do a staking ladder, that means make many investments over different time periods. Maybe make a stake every 6 months or a stake every year into the future. Then this is a great way of doing it. And what I suggest you do is stake in between the big candles. So you've got these big candles of people that have staked a lot of Hex at these particular times. What you could do is stake in between these candles so that you're coming out, your stakes are maturing when there's not a lot of Hex stakes maturing. And by the time the stakes that have matured before you, there's a good chance that if they haven't sold it, then they are going to restake that in the future and beyond past you. So that should be pretty good. There's nice little gaps here, gaps here. But once you get further out, once you get past the year 2030, you can see there's a massive opportunity for long-term stakes. And this is when you make most of the Hex returns. If you're staking out really long, you make a huge amount of extra returns here because there's so few T-shares and the reward pool is really, really big. And so this is looking really good. You can see there's lots of places to stake out this long. But if you're staking in the shorter period, maybe the next couple of years, I would generally suggest staking your staking ladder of investments or stakes, as we call them, in between these candles is probably the way to go. We see this last big stake out the back end here, 2037. Yes, folks, that's how far people have staked out. So you can see how long Hex is going to last. It's going to be lasting for decades. So very, very powerful. And of course, this is the Hex God Whale. It's one of the biggest whales in the space. And of course, they just recently made this 15-year stake. Pretty amazing. And they got 139,300 T-shares, if I remember correctly. A massive stake there. So once again, you can stake out here. Very, very cool. And of course, you will be you'll be controlling so much of the share pool at that stage because there won't be that many T-shares, and that's the main game. The more T-shares, the more rewards. It's that simple. If you only remember anything in this, is that is the case. All right, cool. Having one T-share, of course, is very powerful because in the future, people will only be able to have B shares. So just remember that will only be able to have B shares because it's going to get expensive to buy. Is the expectation that we have if Hex price keeps moving up over time. Regardless, the T-share rate always moves up, so that's pretty powerful. Right, cool. Let's get into the next page. Here we are on apphex.win. This has got some really cool charts, and of course you can see the T-share price rising up over time. So if you're wondering what does it look like over, I've showed you different numbers, but what does it look like over a long time frame? So far, Hex is 2.4 years old. It's getting very mature, and of course with closing up to 500 wallets and 100,000 stakers, you can see it's really, really growing. And of course, this is going to be supercharged when the Pulsechain launches, because Hex will be copied over to Pulsechain. And of course, there'll be so many users on Pulsechain. It's going to be crazy. So at the moment, of course, you can pick up T-shares for quite a reasonable price compared to the all-time high, where it was about $9,200, $9,300. And of course, now you can pick up T-share for $2,800. So very, very cool to pick them up now. The other thing, of course, is that the adoption is going up and to the right, and will supercharge when Pulsechain happens. This is all the stakers at the moment. And then on top of that, the share rate only ever goes up. So it doesn't matter what happens to the market. As people make returns, the share rate is going up, adjusting for compound interest in the system, and of course makes that fair for everybody in the game. The other thing, of course, the Hex payouts per T-share, that's the end game for you. You're asking, what do I get paid? This is the daily payout. This is the number that you care about. And at the moment, it's 6 per T-share. In the future, this could end up being 20 Hex per T-share, 40 Hex per T-share, 60 Hex per T-share. As time goes out, as the T-shares decrease, people will get a higher payout from the pool. Plus, of course, this will be enhanced by a lot of what I think Hex penalties will be the case as people enter in stake as the price of Hex rises. So it's going to be very, very delicious to be a T-share holder in the future, especially if you're a medium long-term staker. The expiring stakes, of course, we just covered that. Of course, like I say, if you're going to do a stake there, make sure you're in between the big candles. And of course, maybe if you're halfway through, you'll have a lot better chance of having better price appreciation, being in a better Hex price cycle. The other thing, of course, once you get your stakes matured, you can always reinvest the principal or something like that. But remember, the T-share rate always goes up. So you're always going to get diluted if you don't, in any case, you're going to get diluted. But you're always going to get diluted, particularly if you don't add the interest on. So it just depends on what your life's happening at the time. Do you need the money? All those sort of things, up to you to decide. That's the freedom that you have in the Hex staking. It's really very powerful like that. So cool. That's apphex.win, and I'm going to post that link in the chat there. I don't think I did that. Let me just I think I lost the page there. Let me just copy that so you can check that. Save that to your favorites, folks. Very, very cool. Now, penalties are very delicious. Someone said they're delicious. They are very delicious, and we love them as well. All right, so we're going to get into some of these charts, but first we're going to go back to the chat and see how everyone's getting on. So this, like I said, we're going to be covering everything. Have your questions in there as well. Let's have a look through some of these comments. Charity says, I heard Walrus is making some kind of tool or something. He was secretive to help people who get rinsed. Yes, we heard about that. That's very exciting. I thought that was really awesome. So big shout out to Walrus for doing that. That's going to help people a lot. So I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm looking forward to hearing about it. That's for sure. Excellent says, Superman, it was the 38% that made his head pop up and look at me and ask, really? Oh, wow, that's awesome. Excellent choice. Well, that's the way to onboard, is the people care about what's in it for them. And then all you have to do is explain to them a little bit how it works, and of course how long it's been around and how many people are involved, and that will give them a bit more confidence to decide to invest. And of course you can help them with the staking ladder and show them how to do it. Onboard them is a good way of doing that. So well done, excellent choice. Miles of Crypto says, PS, I'm in the 5-5 club. Nice. Being in a 5-5 club is very powerful, and those people are going to laugh in the future because the returns are going to be insane in the membrane, as I always say. Charity says, yes, Miles. What else we say? Brendan says, Hex Token, you say thousands like Paul of Vault from the NRL footy show. You might know the catchphrase. I mean, thousands. No, I don't know that, Brendan. Sorry, I don't know that one. I'll have to watch that now, possibly, if I remember. Brazology says, wow, 6.1 Hex on the daily payout already. Nice. Yeah, it's so soon in the day, and we've already got such a good payout for Hex staking. And no matter what happens with the price, you know, you're always getting paid the Hex per T-share. Very, very cool. Charity Dunning says, I wonder how expected earnings will change with the copy of stake on Pulsechain. Well, this is the one thing we don't know, but I suggest that both of them will do pretty well on both chains. Richard Hart said that he wants all tokens to be on the top. And of course, I think that with both chains being functionally operating very well, and because of the APY arbitrage, I suggest that maybe there's a difference at the beginning, but they maybe converge a little bit over time. But then once again, different behavior on both chains may make a separation of premium on that. So there may be a risk reward trade-off if there is a price differential of Hex on Ethereum versus Hex on Pulsechain. Just a couple of my thoughts on that. Francis got the big hearts out. Nice. I love that, Francis. Always got the love out there. Very, very cool. What else we got? Brendan Scott, do you think it will take hours or days for PX to reach parity with EHEX? I think it's going to be fast. Hours or days? That's a really trick question there, Brendan. Hey, look, if the big whales, well, we're talking about when the bridge comes open. If it's going to be days in my view, but if I anticipate the big whales, maybe like Overwatch or something, they push that price up. You could, like, I think the whole market's going to frenzy on it. We could see that within days. I'm not going to say hours on the safe side because of the ratio trading, but because that doesn't give us a US dollar price. But within days, yeah, is my guess on that, Brennan. A good question though. You got to remember, a lot of this is unknown, so we're making probability guesses here, and that's based on our, I guess if you want to call it our experience or our guesstimation, something like that. Miles of Crypto says, I thought it would take years. No, I don't think it's going to take that long. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be like a stock split, and then of course I do think that Hex on Pulse will price up real fast, and then it could actually have a bit of premium to Hex. I wouldn't be surprised. Because it's going to be interesting. I do think some people will be selling the Hex down to buy Pulse, so bridging it over to buy Pulse. So you know, it's going to be Hex on Pulse. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. No one really knows. There's these moving forces competing with each other, and who's going to win. It's kind of like that. But I do think Hex is going to be one of those tokens that does price up to its ETH counterpart. And yeah, I'm doing another presentation on that topic, so I'll get to that. Hopefully I'll have that tomorrow. Miles Crypto says, interesting. Also, minutes sound good to me. It's going to be wild, says Tintop. Yeah. Those delicious penalties, absolutely. Thank you for your services. It's now. And hit the likes for Superman, says Sam. Awesome Hex Token channel member. Charity says we need a website that has all the links for everything RH and Hex and Pulsechain. There is a site that is like that, Charity. I've got it on my other computer, but I can't find it now. It'll take me a bit long to find, but there is a site like that, Charity. Sam, slam the hip like button. Very, very cool. Now, I'm not sure if it's still up to date, but it had a lot of sites on it. I just don't know if it's got it on my other computer. I'll try and pull it out tomorrow, maybe, to find that. Anyway, here we are looking into hexscript.com. This is by one of our top YouTubers in the space, Gerardo. And of course, this is his charts that he's made up. Now, I'm going to pick up one or two of these just to show you some of the things here. But what I wanted to show you was this return from launch one here. I think this has still got updated data. It's not updating now. I'm not sure why that is. Let's go back out of there. Let's try this one. Is this one working? No, that one's not working either. I'm not sure why that's not populating. That's not helpful when I was trying to talk about them. Now this one's working. Adoption since launch. So we've got ETH holders here at the top on here. And then, of course, we've got Hex current holders, Hex current stakers. So in the light blue here, they're tracking along. And, of course, in the current stakers, it's tracking along here too. Those numbers look fairly good to me. This is on a log scale. So just take that into account. And so we've got 100,000 there, million here, 10 million here. So we've got adoption going up here. And of course, what happens when this is interesting, when Pulsechain copies over, we'll be able to get all these users coming in to get their free airdrop, right? So that's really powerful to point that out separately from Hex. But of course, we've got the Hex option. That's also going to benefit wildly from when all these users come over to get their airdrop. So that's why I say Hex is going to benefit from the Ethereum users coming over onto Pulsechain. That's not to mention all the yield farmers coming from all the other chains as well, coming to get that incentive token, party tokens, and buy Pulse and PulseX and all the good stuff, and get some more Hex to get the awesome savings return. So pretty awesome there. I think that was about it on I want to show on there. I'm not sure why this is not populating that chart. That's a shame. We might have to leave this one. I was hoping that was going to populate. Is it populating? Oh, there it is. It populated finally. So return on investment launch. We've got Hex here in the pink here. You can see how well it's doing. That's amazing. So very, very cool. And tracking. Is it still tracking? I don't know if I can see that here. Maybe I can plus that. It's still tracking pretty well. The Hex one there is still tracking pretty well versus BTC in the light blue there, baby blue or sky blue, and of course it's still tracking above that. So that's very, very cool. And ETH is in the green, and we're tracking pretty close to that now after the Hex pullback, of course, in terms of ROI. So tracking pretty good versus BTC and Ethereum at the moment. So still holding up there despite the price pullback. Because the price is still up, what is it, about 10 to 12x or something is my last recollection versus a year ago. So still looking good there for the Hex price. All right, cool. That is looking at crypto. And I think did I post that link in the chat there? Maybe I didn't. Let's post that in. I'm going to post that now. Bam. All right, cool. So save these to your favorites, folks, as I post them. Good idea. Just keep those, and you can pick up your knowledge more and more. Now there are many other sites that I'm showing here, but these are some of the cool ones that you should definitely take notice of. So this is hexinfo.io, and of course this has a really cool information. This is the one that people mostly used to use for a long time, especially when the AA lobby was going. The adoption amplifier, people were using this site big time. When there were referrals for Hex, people were using the site. You can see all the links in the bottom. Let's see stakes and referrals. You can paste your address in there and see certain information around that. So it's very, very cool. We've got market data in there as well. You see it's a very nice website, and it had the adoption amplifier. So still got some very good information in here. Obviously got the return on investment numbers here, still looking really good versus US dollar, BTC, and Ethereum. You can see that we're up from the all-time low, 2,268 from US dollars, 388 from versus Bitcoin, and 96 versus Ethereum. So still looking very, very healthy there from the all-time low. Pretty cool. So check out that site. That's a lot of fun. You can also paste your address in there as well. It's got nice little staking ladder in there, I think, too, from memory. And on the bottom, we're going to jump over to Staker app. Of course, we've talked about go.hex. So you can actually, most stakes are done through go.hex.com, but a lot of stakes are done through Staker app. Now, I've got the link in the video description if you want to get that. You can paste your Ethereum address in that wallet and you can read only your stakes. Also, it's cool because it does give you an indication of penalties. Maybe you have an emergency, you've got to end stake a stake, you could, and you'll see the penalties on there. Otherwise, you're going to have to calculate them yourselves. And that's like, there's 2 formulas for that, depending on whether you're staked for 180 days or less or over 180 days. So just remember that. Staker app's really cool from that point of view. Now, links in the video description, you can download that. I use it. I have a read-only. I don't use the smart wallet aspect, but there's a smart wallet. I have set the smart wallet up, but I haven't used that to stake at all. But many people do, and of course, that use a particular smart contract to do that. So just take that into account. It's just an alternative way. And of course, we're expecting Staker app version 2 to come up at the moment. So we're expecting that to happen soon, and that's going to be full of goodies. So if we jump over to Staker app on Twitter, we can see what version 2 is going to look like. It's going to be so neat. You're going to be able to see your global stakes, global information here, the market information, the feed and stuff like that, and the amount staked and ended and all that good stuff. You're going to be able to see your personal stats, your portfolio in there. It's got a thing called Fortress. It's got a whole ton of new features. It's got more security, more gamification in it. And of course, it's got cool stuff with your stakes as well. You can fund your stakes, receive, send, swap, all that good stuff. It's also going to be able to interact with Pulsechain. So you can see at the top here, it's got Pulsechain on there. Not sure if you can see that, but it's got Pulsechain. And of course, you should be able to flick that to Ethereum as well. So it's going to be cross-chain really for that. So it looks good. And there's many more other pictures here on the Staker app. This is coming up. So I think they're probably a little bit behind because there's been so many changes. But I think they've probably had to make a decision here. Now, this is run by Steph. He's pretty much the CEO. We know famous Kareem there, a well-known Mexican and a passionate 5555 staker. And of course, he is, I think, their head of operations there, business operations. That's what he does there too. They also have a partnership here with two of the biggest 5 YouTubers in the space for Hex and Pulsechain. You got Hot Dog here and Gerardo. But of course, probably all the heavy software coding is done by a couple other people. I think there's 2 other people. Maybe they do a lot of the coding. Cool. So definitely check out that. I think they've got any other stuff in there. I think we've got some more pictures over here. We've got more pictures. I think that might be a picture there. Yeah. So it looks like we've got some other pictures in there as well. They have global stats as existing one there. We also have a competition 555 stakes as well. So some cool stuff there. People win every week if they use the smart wallet to stake, and they do a 555 5-day stake. They can compete for the prizes, about $3,000 a week, I think it is. Very nice. So that's Staker app. We're waiting for version 2 though. Bring on version 2, please. Last update here, the March 28th. That's pinned there, but we're definitely wanting to see more. I've got more in here. No, that's it. That's the last one there. We definitely want to see more from these guys. We want to see the version 2. I'm excited about it. I don't know about you. I really want to see it. It looks so good. And of course, I like the Staker 1 version that we've got now. So definitely download that if you haven't got it. You can paste only your address. It's just a read only. There's no interaction with your contract or anything. But if you want to set up a smart contract to do staking through the Staker app, there are benefits to doing that. And there'll be more benefits in version 2 that come out, no doubt. So just stay tuned for that. So that's Staker app, folks. Very cool. And it is a nice alternative to go.hex.com, which works perfectly well. So in the browser here, so yeah, you can choose which one you want. But this one here, of course, if you do an early end stake, it won't tell you how much penalties you're going to get. So be careful if you don't know. That's the most careful thing. Do not end stake something if you don't know what the penalties are, especially early end stake, that is. If the stake hasn't matured, if you early end stake that, particularly if it's less than 50% done, you will lose some of your principal. If it's over 50%, you will just lose some of the interest. You got to be very careful there. I would use Staker app to work out the penalty for you if you are needing to do that. Of course, it's best to just let the stake go to maturity and get all the penalties and interest and bonuses and stuff like that. But sometimes people have emergencies, and we understand that too. All right, cool. Let's jump over to the Hex price, of course. We're talking about this a lot. Hex price is currently down at 12.8 cents, so pretty good entry if you're dollar cost averaging at the moment. It was up at 15.5, 16.5 cents. We thought that it might get into the next zone, 15.5 to 18 cents, and stay there, 8.5 cents, but it did manage to break down. We have had quite a few bots play with the price as well. As we've talked about these spike prices here. A lot of these spikes are bots that are trading the pair, and they have probably influenced the behavior retail holders in the nevertheless. These don't influence probably big whales. Don't, people that are seasoned around don't get to influence. A lot of just small retail traders, in my view, that are influenced by these price spikes that are caused by the MEV bots. So yeah, let's have a look at the daily on the Hex. Obviously, you can buy and sell Hex on Uniswap, and there's two different pools, Ethereum and USDC, so you can trade with that. Very easy to do. Obviously, the fees are going to be super cheap on Pulsechain when Pulsechain launches, and so there'll be Hex on Ethereum and Hex on Pulsechain, but Pulsechain will be super cheap and super fast to transact. You can see the Hex price all time here. This is the all-time high back in September, and of course we've come down from there, which means a really good price to entry on there. Let's get rid of all that overlay, and let's see how far down we are from. I think we're going to take 51.5 cents. It's close enough, and of course so we're currently 75% off the all-time high. Now we have been, our lowest off the all-time high was about 82%, so we're now at 75%, which is a really cool DCA level at the moment. So that's a pretty good level for dollar cost average. And of course, you're going to get a copy on the Pulsechain. So it's just like time can be perfect. It couldn't be better to DCA into that. Once again, not investment advice. Got to do your own due diligence. As I say, this is just infotainment, but here we go. All right, cool. This is a long time frame. So this here shows the price of X all the way back to the 2nd of December 2019 when it launched. And of course, man, that was so much fun if you'd been part of that, especially the AA lobby. That was how Hex was allocated, and a big share of it. It was allocated over a 351 day or 350 days of AA lobbies, where you put in Ethereum in the auction and you got Hex out. You minted your own Hex out there as well. It was about 4.5 weeks after that Hex reached the all-time low, and that was on the 5th of January 2020. And that was quadruple 0.56 US cents, and you can see the price there. After that, of course, it just rallied, and of course had 13 doubles, pretty exciting. And of course, the all-time high here, 10th of September, 52 cents, and of course it's had a bit of a long traction after that. But once again, it's still up pretty high from a year ago with the X's, so you might just say that's consolidating. And hopefully it will get back into this upward channel here as well, just dipping down slowly. So very, very cool. Pulsechain is coming. So expecting this to power up like this green arrow indicates here. Maybe something like that there. Cool. That is the Hex price there. And of course, you can see the whole price chart there. This is on the log scale as well. So that means it's, it's going to make it even. So you compare that. If I take it to the linear scale, you can see that's what it looks like. The price used to look, even little pumps back here were big deals. This is when the pumps were. You can see they just keep going up and up and up. And obviously the market's cooled off a bit now. The other thing, of course, is that during July, during this period here, we had the Pulsechain sacrifice. So a lot of people's capital was put into that, sacrificed. Around about maybe $750 million was sacrificed for that. So that did not go, any of that, whether it was going to go into X, did not go into X at that time. And of course, then later at the end of December through to early January in this period, we had the Pulsechain sacrifice, and that was probably close to $1.1 billion went into that. So that any money that was going to go into Hex did not go into Hex, went into that. But what it did do, of course, people sacrificed a lot of Hex in both of those sacrifices, and maybe got something like four maybe 4.3 billion Hex off the market. So that was a big deal. And of course, that reduces the circulating supply. So very powerful stuff there indeed. So very cool to see that. So we may have a circulating supply, maybe something like 2 to 3% is probably where we're at this stage, if the numbers are correctly, especially based on Gunther the accountant, who has probably got the best numbers on this, is what we've got at the moment, which is relatively low. All right, cool. Let's go over to the Hedron. In addition to, this is not directly part of the Hex ecosystem, but it's kind of been tacked on, as it were, kind of a derivative. Where if you've got a Hex stake, you can also get Hedron for free, and basically you connect your wallet and you can claim an airdrop, and of course that airdrop you get a certain amount of Hedron paid, 1 Hedron paid per B share. So we're talking about T shares. So 1,000 B shares is 1 T share. So this gives you that idea. So this pays on B share basis, and of course you get that per day served. So if you've got a stake that's 1,000 days, then you'll get a Hedron per B share per day that you serve. So times 1,000 days basically. So that's a pretty big airdrop. But at the moment, they've got a special launch phase, and of course, this is day number 41. And of course, you will get a 6x bonus at the moment, and that means that you'll get 6 times that amount. So 6 times 1 times a B share per day served. So pretty amazing. And of course, there's a really cool price with that. So that's pretty neat. Now, it does other features. You can make new stakes that can be NFTs, and of course, you can borrow against those as well. Borrow the Hedron against the stakes, the future value of those stakes if you want to. So pretty cool with that. So that's a cool little airdrop, and it looks like there could be others around also that will benefit Hex holders as well. So it feels good to be staking Hex. Not only do you earn Hex, inflation, and penalties, but you also can get Hedron as well. And what other derivatives and airdrops are going to come to Hex stakers? There's been many in the past, like 1inch and Uniswap and things like that. There's going to be probably many more in the future. And obviously, Maxi looks like one of those possible opportunities if you're going to do new stakes in particular. All right, cool. So we've got Hedron price at the moment, quadruple 0.2328. So there's a nice little value there per Hedron in US cents. And hey, if that goes up 1,000x, 100x, or whatever, man, that's some pretty mad gains on top of the Hex that you're earning. So we're talking about 30%, 8% APY, but you add on Hedron on top of that, man, oh man, just goes up and up and up. And you're dancing with the roses. It's a pretty exciting place to be. All right, cool. Let's have a look here with the Pulsechain. Of course, Hex is going to be copied over to the Pulsechain as well. So Hex keeps getting better. You get 38% APY, and that's going to be amazing with the penalties. You're going to get Hedron, and now you're also going to get a copy of your Hex on Pulsechain. Somebody slapped me. Because where do you get this? Does the bank that you've got your certificate of deposit on that's giving you 1/4 to 0.5%, is it giving you 38% APY? Is it giving you Hedron airdrops? Did you get a 1inch airdrop? Did you get a Uniswap airdrop in the past? Did you get any of those? No. Did you get now a copy of your Hex on Pulsechain as well? The biggest, baddest first system stake copy of Ethereum in crypto history. Did you get that? No. So welcome to Hex, everybody. Welcome to the best ecosystem created by, you guessed it, the man himself, Richard Hart. I mean, this is pretty amazing. And on top of Richard Hart, of course, a lot of other creative individuals, obviously Hedron here, created by Alex, the developer, and many other people as well. Some pretty cool developers in Richard Hart's team making this happen as well. Super fast chain, the way Ethereum's supposed to be. Everything's getting copied over. And of course, super fast 3-second blocks, super cheap as well. We're going to live in paradise, and of course Hex is going to be for me the golden savings child there. So it's going to be pretty awesome. So pretty fantastic there. We're going to have to see price discovery on Hex on the chain, and of course I'm expecting it to probably end up as a premium to Hex on Ethereum. I'm expecting both of them to do well moving forward. So very cool. Now we've obviously got Pulse Hex here, and we're here. We've got Hex in here. We've got Hex at the moment. It's currently at $1, which is kind of weird. So this is a sign of things to come. Obviously, at the moment, Hex on Ethereum is sitting at 13 cents, but here on PulseX, it is currently $1. So pretty awesome stuff there. Let's put in 10,000 Hex. Yep, it's still $1. So pretty cool. That's 1,000 Hex. 10,000 Hex, just slightly less than $1. There, so it's a slightly less. Oh, we've got fees on that. We've got fees, and of course, 100,000 Hex at 10. That's $100,000 at the moment. So not too bad. The rate there, so cool. All right, so we'd have to get up to 1 million Hex before the rate starts deteriorating from the looks of it. So pretty not bad there. So doing well on Hex there on the Pulse Hex. Is it a sign of things to come? I don't know. This is just made up money on Pulsechain testnet at the moment. The real thing will happen when Pulsechain goes live and Pulse Hex is live. But hey, it's fun to dream. It's fun to dream. There we are. All right, cool. Finally, Richard Hart on Twitter. This is the man himself. It's best to, if you want all the latest, greatest stuff from Richard Hart, definitely get on to it. Follow Richard Hart, because that's where the official announcements are. Because Hex is so awesome, as I've just showed you, that a lot of people are after your Hex and willing to compromise you. So if they'll tell you give you false websites to hit up. They'll say there's false airdrops. So what's best for you to do? Just go to the source himself, Richard Hart on Twitter. That is the way to go on that. So definitely follow Richard Hart there at Richard Hart Win. So there are imposters on Twitter. You must go to Richard Hart Win there. And of course, you can find all the details here about Richard as well. So all the official ones. Telegram is the main place where the Hexicans hang out. So definitely follow on the Telegram groups. There's many of them. And of course, you can get lots of help there from the moderators. But don't get scammed. never give away your key phrase, your keywords to your wallet. Never put them into a website. All that sort of stuff. Use your be clever people. There are a lot of scammers out there. Hex has got a high profile, and you need to protect your crypto. So that's probably the last word that I have there. Pretty nice. Not bad. That's a pretty cool. Hopefully everything there. The one thing I probably could talk more about is the Origin account, and that controls most of the supply in Hex. And it's probably got about 10% of the Hex staked at the moment. It's also controlling the vast majority of the circulate of the total supply, and that works as a feature and a benefit in my view, like an operational financial manager that helps to support and protect stakers. And that's done many things. Big payday, which was on day 3551, it ended up staking and getting the staking up to 98%, 98.3 I think it was, and of course that protected their big payday from going to speculators, and so it went to a lot of long-term stakers, and of course that reduced the impact of the speculators. And of course it's also done long-term stakers over 10 years, and it helps regulate the APY, and it also impacts the market cap depending on who's reporting market cap, and many other things like that. It's also participated in sacrifices for Pulsechain, Pulsex, and has controlling supply, particularly of Pulsechain, and a pretty dominant supply of Pulsex too, maybe around about 90%, 76% respectively. So it's agent for good, and of course the sacrifice wallet is kind of included in that happy family. So it's very good so far on the actions that we're seeing, and it helps support a good return for all the stakers. So a great place to be. Hopefully that's given you a few insights there, and of course helped you on your way. But there are lots of links in the video description that you can check out to get more information. Let's go to the chat here. I'm going to jump back to the Hex price. In fact, I'm just going to quickly check Richard Hart hasn't got any updates. No updates for Richard Hart there. So we're going to jump over to the Hex price and leave it on there for a while. Go back to the Hex price. Got to find where I put it now. Got there. That's the Hex price there. So we're going to zoom up on that and go to the hourly. And maybe we'll go to the 15-minute there on the Hex price. Let's do that. That's the 15 minutes. And we'll watch that. Cool. Right, let's get into the chat now. We've got slam the like button. I think it's the last one I had. Let's jump through things. I see Brendan says, I think Gerardo was going to make a looking into Hex 2. Maybe he's updating as we speak. Yeah, I think Gerardo's doing quite a lot of stuff, obviously, with Mintra and his own websites. And, of course, he's getting involved with a lot of that stuff. So probably, and Staker App, of course, he's doing that. The Sunday show on Staker App. Let's have a look through some of these. Dave from Down Under says, back again. Your streams are infectious. 5 stars. I appreciate that, Dave. Cheers. Big salute to you. Very nice. I posted most of the links. I think I forgot to post the rest of the second half of the links, but most of them are there, and the video description's got a lot of links as well. Proof, thank you, says Pulse Goddess. Brendan says the end state gas calculator is a great function on Hex Noob. Oh, very cool. Maybe I'll show that at another time. What else? Yes. What else we got to go? Hit the like, says Craig, or we won't tell you when Pulse launches. That's true. Well, actually, so the earliest they have a Pulse chain launching is the 18th of April, but we're kind of ballpark maybe late April, early May. It's kind of the period there. A lot of people have said the 5th of May. You know, it sounds pretty good to me, but we may get as early as the 18th of April as possible. Really just depends on how Richard manages the V3 liquidity harvesting for the AMM bot. That really does depend on what his devs are telling him, saying and how much Richard wants those in. But I do think that he wants them in, wants it in there. That includes the balancer and Becker and OKX or something, a few of the other dexes. Cool. How I made it says you think Staker App gonna make market share away from IMD? Hey, of course they can entirely do that. Or that being said, I think that's always possible. It could be competitive there. I wasn't. Let me think about that. Definitely possible there. How I made it. Never thought about that actually. That's a good observation. Staker App is really good. So yeah. The developer for IMD is going to be the AMM bot harvester that Richard's got apparently. So he's obviously going to be good. But Staker App, they're pretty clever, those guys. And was it? It's not. I keep forgetting his name. Is it Blue? Not Blue Bum. I keep forgetting the guy's name, the developer. Let me know in the chat if you remember his name. I'm sure some of you do. Poor little guy, born to be a target practice, is Craig. Excellent says, Karen, the French scarf wearing quick math, Hex, good guy. Jay, everything's in the house. Hex rocket bags. I like that, Jay. You're pumped 100%. Love it. Look here. I don't know what's happening with the Karen, but I'm not sure what's going on there. Miles of Crypto says, I'm also bullish on liquid loans. Hopefully it scales with Pulsechain. I think it's inevitable. If Pulsechain does well, I think liquid loans will do well because more people will want to leverage their Pulse, not sell their Pulse, leverage their Pulse. And I think in many jurisdictions, the USDL may give them a way of being able to report a lending feature and not having to pay taxes on that. Obviously, you need to get independent investment tax advice on that, but I definitely think that's probably going to work for many places. And of course, if people use the haunted strategy, where you get your 10% leverage, maybe higher, some people do 20, 25%, then you go and buy more Pulse with that. That really does recycle. And of course, if there are thousands of people, particularly if they're doing on Telegram, where they're kind of trying to coordinate, they could really pump that Pulse price, man. We already know that Pulse is going to be, I think we're, based on my opinion only, but I think that Pulse is going to be the token that people are after, even though PulseX is financially way better just through the math. As we say, 1 billion of trade volume is $700,000 of buy and burn. Plus with PulseX staking and the reward pools, it seems like a no-brainer. But because the chain is the main game for a lot of people's perceptions in crypto, is the Pulse is the native token of the chain. And just like Ethereum is of Ethereum, then people will, especially the conservative large money, will be going for the chain. So I think that's a no-brainer. We have lots of people saying, I want to get Hex to get Pulse, to trade Pulse. I want to get Pulse. I'm going to use my Pulse Hex to get some Pulse, So I think that's kind of a no-brainer. What the ratio will end up being, probably be crazy at some point and then pull back into a more reasonable range. Maybe a 2-3x possibly, something like that. Maybe a 1.5. Sometimes it may even get on par, maybe. So we'll find out. Richard Hart says he doesn't know. He doesn't know. So if Richard Hart doesn't know, then I don't think anyone else knows. Maybe some of the big whales might know. If particularly if they think they can control the market, then some of the big whales may do. I'm back, and sorry for yelling. Please forgive me, says Toxic Eggnog. I don't know what happened there, Toxic Hexog, but hopefully everything's fine there yourself. Jay, everything says buying more Hex as we speak. Hey, nice one, Jay. We'll look for the pump. Is that green pump? Is that what's happening there, Jay? Is that what's happening there with the Hex price? Nice. What else we were going? Brennan says, nice, Jay, man. Yeah, absolutely. We support each other, Jay. We support each other. Miles of the Critter said, that's why I sacked for liquid loans. Let's go. Yeah, absolutely. Liquid loans has a massive sacrifice. So even with the users in there, if we have 15 to 20,000 sacrifices in there, and I'm talking about the wallets that are inside Magic Carpet Ride and a few of the other pools, we could have a massive number of people, just even that aren't and that didn't sacrifice, which I imagine are going to be Hex, use that. Now they've got $46 million, so you would expect, even though there's no expectations of others. I mean, really, if they're going to support the ecosystem of $46 million, I mean, what would it cost to set up liquid loans? Maybe. Let's argue, $1.5 million. I don't know, something like that. They're copying most of the code. They do need a couple of coders to make sure that it's all set up with the right price calls, oracles, and things. They need the marketing stuff, like they're setting everything up right. They've got a great YouTube channel, doing good videos. They've got a great team getting on there as well, Jexer and the rest of them. But yeah, we're waiting for stuff. That said, of course, we're still waiting for the stack balances, and we're still waiting for the testnet. The testnet's probably pretty soon. I understand it's going to be probably within the next couple of days. But they're a little bit delayed on that. But I think they probably had an issue with the referrals, is what I heard. So some people were trying to scam them or something, even though they had checks and balances. So that's probably as much as I know. I think I repeated myself from the other day on that one. But hey, I keep checking liquid loans every day to see how they're progressing. So let's see. Look, let me know in the chat if you've actually heard anything. Maybe I've missed it. I watch everything I can, but maybe I've missed it. Miles of Crypto says also stake my sack for the max bonus. Oh, really? Did you? So the 2.5x, the 150% more, 2.4 years. You're in the same company as the Hex Godwell, who's got a 2-year delay. So that'd be interesting because you got to be patient there too. 2 years. Miles says can't wait to have all that loan token stake for the next 8 years. Well, if you're 2 years not getting your tokens for 2 years, then you won't have it staked straight away. You'll have to wait for it to come out of the smart contract. So all this, apparently you're going to have it up front, but it's going to be released by the smart contract and the bonding curve, which is monthly. So the other thing, of course, is that's not supposed to, liquid loans not launching to a month to 8 weeks after Pulsechain. So just remember that. Tintot says, I did a small pathetic ladder. I was out of dry powder, says Tintot. I'm not sure, what does that in, Tintot? Is that the Hex you're talking about? I'm not sure what you mean there exactly. 38% APY times 2, says Brennan. Absolutely. Let's jump through some of this. Pulse Goddess says, yes, the wisdom of the elder is such a treasure. Yeah, that's true. That's referring to something I said earlier. The Rackham said he predicts the Hex on both chains will be $1.20 in 2 years. I see it much higher. Well, why doesn't he? He's been conservative. I think that he made a comment about that, Brennan. And of course, he wants something. It's better, like in a good accountant, it's better to underplay something than to overplay something, so that you have a good probability of hitting it. It's probably a bit like that is the case. Francis, I love Jesus. Nice with the green hearts now. Love it. Snana says, yeah, he's been conservative to guard his rep. I would think so. Yeah, exactly what I said. So, or maybe he knows something we don't. Charity says, I'm off to sleep. Have a good day, night, everyone. Hopefully when I wake up, we'll be here. Hey, Charity, you're a trooper. Keep up the good stuff, man. And sleep well, and we'll see you on the other side. And I don't know if it's going to be up tomorrow when you wake up, as the beast saying. Just so you sleep more peacefully, at least restfully with that. Cool. Brendan Scott, good night, Charity. Nice. And where else we got going here? Howard Mate says, then Richard Hart wallet is going to take shares away from Staker app. Lol, food chain. Yeah, so there will be a couple of wallets competing, and it'll be competing amongst very well-known hexagons. You're going to have Gerardo with the Mintra, and of course, I think that's going to be there way early, though. It's going to probably have first mover advantage because Richard's only just hired his devs for the wallet, as I understand it. So that's still going to take a little bit of time. Although Richard has the power of timing these things, right? But he wants Pulsechain sooner than later, so I think the wallet can come down later. I would imagine he's going to have some pretty cool functionality in the wallet, particularly if Staker app is running up, IMD is running internet money, stuff like that. So did I say Gerardo? Sorry about that. Gerardo's doing the NFT marketplace. Sorry, I apologize for that. Sometimes I do tend to get those crossed over. Jenny says, who would have thought in 10 years if you have 5 T-shares going for you might be a Hex whale? 5 T-shares in 10 years definitely would put you right up there. That might make you a big, probably a big squid or a dolphin, something like that. Maybe up that ballpark. It's Nana says the truth and power of the T-share is what matters to the staker class. Get some, T-shares are what rules the world. Your money printer, as we say. Toxic says the T in T-shares is for toxic. I don't think so, Toxic Hexhog. I don't think so. You are keeping your reputation. That is pretty good. That's for sure. It's in the name. Toxic Hexhog. That's really quite hard to say. Hexhog. Gonna try to say it 3 times in a row. That really trip you up on that. Paul Scholar says, well, I thought a T-share was 1,000. Lol, no. Good one there. Craig says, no FUD or you get put back in the bag for 300 seconds, says Craig. Miles says, I have a popcorn ready, says Brennan. Nice. What else says? James Bond's in the house. Hey, good to see James Bond. Didn't sack for liquid loans, but I'm going to use them. I just watched the latest. I think a lot of people like James will use it. So, I'm not surprised. I think we'll have pretty wide adoption. They've got $46 million. They can spend tons of money on marketing. And of course, they're already showing that they're leading the marketing front with a nice, big, strong YouTube channel. And Matt does a great job. So, it's, I think that it will be pretty cool. LL is amazing. We're talking about the fact that it could generate huge money through liquid loans, leveraging not just the platform, staking on the platform, but the leveraging as well. could be pretty amazing wealth creation for a lot of people. Morris Williams in the house. Hey, now, you're the man. Yeah, that's true. Loan will outperform PLS in my opinion. No, I don't see that, Tails, but I do think it will do very well. That's for sure. Now I understand probably where you're coming from there, Tails, with the leverage lending side, but yeah, we'll see. You got to remember that 25% of the tokens are probably coming out straight away, and then we're going to be dripped loan tokens all the way out to 2 years. So we'll have 75% more supply coming from that. Not only that, we have the drip coming from the loan itself being created on the platform, and even though that's halved every year, it's going to take, I don't know how many, a couple of decades to run out. I'm not sure what the total supply. I don't think we know. Do we know? I think that's we know on that. We shouldn't probably know about that. Let me know if anyone knows what the actual absolute emission of loans is in the first year. I've actually never heard anything on that. That'd be pretty interesting. What's that says? My liquid loans are 6 months and 12 months. Yeah. So there we are. That's more loan tokens coming out. That stuff would all, if it's not sold, it gets put into the platform and earns, USDL, PLS. I sort of see what you mean by loans doing. Yeah, I just don't see it doing the big. I mean, if Ethereum did 16,000x, then it'd be impressive. I mean, I think it will do particularly well. Interesting viewpoint though. James Bond says can't wait for Pulsechain. Me too. Hardy Lands in house said forward some people in Hex Facebook groups your channel. They asked for the best info about Hex. Hey, did I already read that one? Hardy, did I come back around on that? I'm not sure. I appreciate that, Hardy. Hex God Turtle in the house says Turtle Power in the house. Good to see you guys too. Yeah, turtles, man. Turtles are going to keep climbing, especially with the long stakes. If you're a turtle, and of course, I think this year is probably the year of the squids. Maybe the end of the year will be the beginning of the turtles, something like that. And then definitely next year, it'll be interesting as those groups rise up through the ranks there. In terms of moving into, I guess, millionaire status, probably the way they're calling it. 63 watching, only 36 likes. We can do better. Is that right? 41 likes. Yeah, smash those likes, folks. 41 likes. Boy, oh boy. We can get better than that. We had over 70 watching. So definitely get into there. Smash the like, folks. Like. Yeah, nice. And S is in the house. I'm not sure what that is. Alternative different sea creatures. Nice. I like that. Hex God Turtle says, I do have a question. Can we wrap our EX and send over the bridge to spot for PX? Yes, you will be able to do that. That's the way I understand it. I didn't actually do that on the bridge video. I will try and check that for later. But yeah, should be able to do that. Cool. I think that was the one video I was supposed to do, and I haven't done it. I said I was going to do it. So good reminder there, Hex God Turtle. Let me write that down because I keep forgetting. So EX wrapped. Yeah. So I did two. I've got 5 videos coming out that are going to be released through the night while I'm asleep. They're part of the quick and easy 5-minute tutorials. So definitely let me know if you've got anything you want me to look at. Obviously covering a lot. So I've got 5 of them coming out. I'll probably release them a couple of hours apart, maybe 3 hours apart or something. So there we are. They're coming. We've already released 3 of them. So you can definitely check that out. Let me go to the channel actually. Pick that up on the YouTube and pull it out. Nice. Where am I going? We're going to the channel there. Bam. And of course, definitely check out where are we going here? We're going to the channels here. So the video how-to videos, these are short 5-minute videos. Check them out here. How to buy Pulse on PulseX, how to buy PulseX on PulseX crypto exchange, how to bridge Ethereum to the Pulsechain network. So that brings in the concept of wrapping tokens on one chain and then having a corresponding token emerge on the Pulsechain. And of course, we've got 5 more videos coming up about that. So that's going to be cool. There probably, I don't know, there could be 12 or more videos in that series coming up there. So you'll see different people there on those. So cool. Very cool. Don't forget to join the channel if you want to join and support the channel. We've got Pulseskins, Hexkins, Rich Heart Cup, and of course, it all goes back into promoting these projects. So very cool. And as you know, I'm pretty much moving to full-time promoting Hex, Pulsechain, and PulseX. So things are going to just keep stepping up from here if I can do it. That's going to be really, really cool. Yeah, a lot of people asking me around about the short videos. So that's what we're doing. Going to do a whole series of these short videos, just looking at particular things that people would typically want to do. But once again, leave me ideas if you have something that I don't end up covering as well. But I've already got 5 more pre-recorded, and I'm going to load those up after the live stream as well. So they're coming soon. Very, very cool. They'll probably start releasing them later tonight as well. They're going to all be scheduled videos, so when they come out, I won't be awake. They'll be scheduled to be coming out there. Cool. All right, nice. Let's go back to Hex price. What else we got going? Yeah. Tails7 says Pulsechain will be scalable over decades. Yes, I saw that too, Tails7. I saw that announcement. I was going to comment on that, but I didn't. But I saw something on that too. Miles of Crypto. I do have a legit question. Will Pulsechain need a legit layer 2 scaling solution? Well, possibly, but as Tails said, someone was talking about Pulsechain scalability. Richard Hart's comment at the moment has been that you can always fork the chain again if it gets too congested. But once again, the technology is advancing as well. So blockchain 3.0, 4.0, etc. It's a bit like an iPhone, right? Although I say that, but Ethereum has struggled to scale. So they've got sharding coming up, but that has its own pros and cons to it. The X Truth engine rocks my world, says James Bond. Absolutely. And Jason Ruby's in the house. Yo, yo, yo. Good to see you, Jason. KG's in this house as well. Yo! Hey, we probably should get you back on the channel there and getting KG. We're actually talking about you probably about 10 minutes ago with the internet money and, of course, Richard Hart's wallet and things like that. We should probably get you back on the channel. Anyway, KG, let me know when you're ready to get back on channel. Obviously, you've got to get things going. So when you're ready, feel to hit me up on at Token Hex on Twitter when you're ready to come on. That'd be cool. Rosology says Turtle wallets are going to be powerful. They will be very powerful. I agree with that. So what's it minimum to be a Turtle? I think it's around about 80 shares, something like that at the moment. Something like that maybe. God, I hope so. Rosology says it's now. Me too, says Rosology. What else we got? Morris is in the house, says really good short videos. I appreciate that, Morris. Yeah, I'm going to keep that too. The new videos have got my face on them, so sorry about that. But the first videos I did, it was just the time of the day that I did them. But I will try and I think that's probably more engaging for people. So I'll leave that. Get the little pretty face on the screen. As to say, hey, yeah, there's been a few more female YouTube content creators in the space for Hex and Pulsechain and stuff. That's really positive. So obviously trying to reach a lot of ladies out there. It's very positive for that. So big shout out to them. Brendan says, watched your video how-tos just to boost the views. Nice one, Brendan. I appreciate that. Hex Got Turtle says, awesome. I think swapping EHEX for PX is going to be the first move. Sad to say, but guessing EX will drop due to PX being so cheap fees and price. I think there will be a certain amount of people that do Hex Got Turtle, but the whales may just let the price do what it's going to do. And then what you might find is after there's a lull, the whales may come in and buy Hex on Ethereum and buy that up. So just take that into account. There's always that big play there. Excellent choice says, remember to write down to find that website where all the videos are. It would be great. I send videos from all over to people. If there's one stop shop that will help newcomers. Hey, let me just have a quick look for that. I don't want to get too lost in the weeds as it were trying to find that, but I do have that down here somewhere. I'll just see if I can find it quickly. Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay, cool. I've got it already. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Found it immediately. Now, you have to check the quality of every link, of course. Do your own due diligence on the links. The site does seem to be perfectly good, but once again, it may or may not have every single site. It says it has every single site. It's got a lot of sites, let's put it that way. So every Hex. You guys are going to laugh at the name. It's kind of obvious name, but I haven't checked if it's got every site, so I just had saved it to my as part of my list of stuff, but definitely check that out. It's got many links here. You can see it's got tons of links. So once again, make sure you check every site. Make sure you're happy with the URL. that every site's legit. I think this person's probably decent site, but once again, just check it. It may not have every site, but it's a pretty good one. It says it has every site, so hopefully they've done their homework there. So check that out. That's for you, Hexton's choice. Awesome. What else we got going there? Greetings from Calcutta. Sandeep's in the house, everybody. Good to see Sandeep Chowdhury in the house. Nice. And Hex says KG. Lots of love from Francis. Hey, those red hearts really do stand out there, Francis. Hex Token, we should have 2 female Hexagon streamers on the Saturday. Hope you can stop by again. Yeah, I was trying to get a female streamer on this channel, but she never replied, so maybe that was just too much. I don't know. Hex, I'm excited, says Pulse Goddess. Nice. Very cool. Hexen, you are great. I appreciate that. Excellent choice. And Morris says, being a newbie, can you do a video on what you can do to get funds out in the real world? Morris, I've already done one. What did I do a video on it? No, I didn't do a video on it. Okay, I posted a link on the community chat for Easy Crypto, but maybe I'll do a video around that. That's a good idea, Morris. I'll turn that into a video. How about that? Cool. James Bond says, just played the Top Gun soundtrack. Superman. Nice one there, James Bond. I appreciate that. Very, very cool. All right, so the price of Hex at the moment, 12.8 cents. Did Jay end up buying? Let us know, Jay, if you ended up buying. I think it was Jay that said you're buying some Hex right at this moment. That was about 15, 20 minutes ago or something. So I'm just trying to find that comment there. Let us know if you actually end up bought the Hex, because you may have pumped the price there at 12.8. So 12.8 suddenly looks a bit way down from 16.5 cents, which is where we were up here. So it does seem a bit of distance from there. So let's actually go to the daily here, and we'll pull the daily chart up there. So boom, and let's see where we're up at the high here. So we're on. What day is this? I've got someone's doing their lawnmower out there at the moment, so I apologize about that. I have to go close the door. Just let me close the door, got the lawnmower going, and then I'll turn that off. Smart. And I'm back. And we're live. I like that. And we're live. It's so positive. All right, so where we're up to, we're going to have a look at the Hex chart there. So we're at 17.2. Can you believe we were 17.2 only a few days ago? So we're down at the moment from there. We're currently down 25%. Really? In 6 days. No wonder that took us by surprise. 25% in 6 days, from 17.2 to down to 12.85. And of course, we had a bot spike us down, push someone who sold out. It got front run, and they got a really poor rate. When they thought they were going to get 13 cents, they ended up getting 9.3 cents. So that we'll pay them for selling out, right? And they got front run by MEV. That's the way it goes. Craig says 2 a.m. here. I get up for work in 4.5 hours. Good night, all. Hey, Craig, sleep well, and great luck with the show on the weekend. And I hope I can make that too. Very, very cool. Keep up the good work. Craig's doing a great job. Don't forget to subscribe to Craig on Craig Whiting's channel on our Gen Hex. Just check the token. Actually, just go into the channel, and we'll talk about that. If you haven't subscribed, check that out. We might as well go through a couple of the YouTubers there. They're all up and coming channels. This channel is still an up and coming channel, so I don't consider myself out of that league yet. But we've got Gen Hex there, Craig Whiting, 234 subscribers. That said we can get them up to 250. So if you haven't subscribed, try and go over there, subscribe as well. Hex is the way, of course. 886, man, he's teasing. He's almost up at 1,000. Needs 114 to get up there. And of course, what else we've got? Reg Rich is already huge, 6.5. He's one in the middle ground there, one of the middle-sized crypto YouTubers in our community. Hex Heinz Crypto, don't forget to subscribe to him, 570, getting up there. Generate Crypto is climbing nice and fast there, doing some great shows, morning shows and stuff like that. Every 2 days, I think it is, he's doing. And 911, maybe he's doing even more lately. 911 there, subscribers, so he's almost up to 1,000. Help him out there too. Pretty cool. I think everyone else is doing all right there. Pretty nice. So get into it, folks. Very cool. All right, nice. Let's jump over to Morris. Morris got in the house there. Cool. Hex Token. Hey, you're welcome. We'll work on that. So yeah, easy money, easy crypto video. All right, cool. Where else we going? Bretton says, good night, Craig. And Bilal says, when you say they got 9 cents, I laughed out loud. Yeah, 9.3 cents they got per hex, not in total, per hex there. See, they thought they were going to get 13.2 cents, but they got front run by the bot. Yeah, man, that hurt. Heinz rocks, yes. All right, let's go. So we've done quite a bit today in terms of hex. So it's always good to come back to the golden child, that the T-share money printers. Always good to remind us of how broad a system hex is and how mature it is. And I think it has the best info out there, best transparency. And don't forget, Hex was the first one that was really truly audited out of the so many audits. Also had so much. Where's the audits on here? Something else like that. It was really a leader in audit space. Immutable contracts. Was it over here on the links? Just trying to remember your FAQs. Maybe it's in the FAQs. Stakes audits. No, white paper, is that the one? There was audits here somewhere. Good accounting, no. Maybe it's under the links, no. Oh, security, yeah, it's under security. So I'm pretty sure it's under security. Yeah, well, it's had like 3 audits and an economics audit as well. I wonder where it is. I just can't find it at the moment. Oh well, that's this life. Sometimes you just can't find things. All right, cool. Let's go back to the hex price there. Hedron. Hedron. Let's go to Hedron. Hedron at the moment, 2,334. Making a little bit of a bounce back there from 2,135. Almost reached our pullback level of 2,000. Is it hitting the bottom? We will see. Certainly not got momentum in its favor at the moment, but a bit of buying at the moment. So we'll see. We've already done one of these little pullbacks and zigzag down. So interesting times getting that full 78.6% pullback on the Fibonacci. That's a pretty big deal. Let's pull up the full daily there with the Fibonacci, and we can see on the Hedron. So this was our 78. So we did a 12x rise on 8 days. This is one up here. So we did 12x rise up to the top there, and then we had a pullback, and it just slowly trickled back down here. At the moment, we're still at support though. Still arguably at the support line. Hasn't made a lower low, arguably, from this time back here in late March. But once again, it is pretty close to a full 78.6 pullback on the Fibonacci. And at first it looked like it was just going to get away with a 61.8 pullback. And we saw here, we thought, oh, it's pulled back, it bounced back to the 61.8, and then it's moved back up after this big spike, right? Spike down to 979. Man, what a pull up there. I don't think many people really got access to that, but it definitely pulled up. And then, of course, we've just zigzagged around here. It has definitely lost a little bit of momentum, but if it can hold this 2,000 mark, that's pretty cool. Maybe the bottom's in, and away it goes. Or it could step down just slightly lower as well. So we'll see. But it doesn't have a lot of volumes. Look at the volumes really low as well, obviously. So we'll see. Looking like an opportunity, possibly. And Hex is at 12.85. Just trying to hold on there. Let's get into the final one. Cryptomania says, see you later, Craig. Yeah, absolutely. And open invite to all, actually, says down out. Yeah, good job there. It's down out. Very, very cool. Precisely says, we shall see. I'm house sitting this weekend. Nice. Everyone gets a wrench. Yeah, everybody gets a wrench at the Gen X there. Yeah, Heinz Crypto, you're not too far away from 1,000 subs. It's really cool. Mr. Froj is in the house all the way from India. Calcutta, good to see you, Mr. Froj. I think we're still, yeah, it's looking good. Good morning, glad to see you, sir. It's always a pleasure, Mr. Froj. Mr. Froj is a kind of a platform VIP, aren't you, Mr. Froj? Very cool. Hey, mate, first time listening, really good, clear, concise content. Can't believe your neighbour's got the mower on a Thursday arvo. Yeah, that's pretty funny there, Jakes. Can't believe it either. So here we are. It's actually about 5:45 in the evening, like dinner time, and they got the mower out. Couldn't believe it myself. That's why I had my door open. I didn't expect any mower to come out, but they did. But that's hilarious. Thanks, Jax. Good humor. Good stuff going full time. There's Morris. Yeah. So we're going to pick up the pace here and trying to also make sure the quality is going well. So let me know. Give me any constructive feedback. Let's put it that way. Not crappy feedback, just constructive feedback. Greetings from Calcutta, India, says Mr. Faraj. Hey, I love that with a big heart. Nice one there. A big shout out. So yeah, we've got 2 regulars from Calcutta, India, watching the live show. It's a real pleasure to have you as well. And of course, Calcutta is steeped in history. It's a really great place. Lovely big buildings too. And nice out there. Hex price pulled back a bit. Yeah, pulled back a little bit there. Still sitting just under 13 cents, and we'll see what happens. The thing with Hex, once we've got this quiet period, and as Randy Alaski says, don't get fudded out because we can see Hex can turn on a dime once the right conditions are in place. So just remember that. Might have to put some rocks on the lawn, says Brennan. Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure what property it was though, so you never know. Next time, says Brennan. Yeah, next time. Jack says, I'm in Sydney, pouring down in rain. Lawns haven't been mowed for 6 weeks. Wow. Now, wasn't Sydney having a lot of floods? I think there was a lot of floods going on there. I think so. Paul Scottish, because the T-share rate is going up and only up fast, it makes it harder and harder over time for people to buy a whole T-share. Does. That's why, and eventually we'll be talking about B shares. I don't think we're quite in that place yet. Now, some people were, maybe a month ago, they were talking about B shares. I don't think we're quite in the place of B shares yet, but if the Hex price gets up to maybe up to 80 cents, something like that, maybe $1 even, we could start talking about B shares rather than T shares. Yeah, so, like I say, when a T share costs $11,000, a lot different from when it costs $2,700. So, as you say, if you do a 10-year stake, it's around about $1,000, isn't it? Yeah, let me just do the math. Yeah, it's about right. So if it costs you, say, 7,100 Hex per T-share times 0.13, that is, around $900 to $1,000, something like that. Excellent says, great sound with that hint of ducks. Yeah, the ducks is cool. We're just laid back with the ducks, man. Just chilling with the homie ducks. Nice. I should get a little video with little ducks just moving along. Although that probably the people get hassled about that. James Bell says, move to Dubai suit, man. Get some new neighbours. Yeah, I'm sure we would there, James. Sure you would. To Dubai, yeah. My brother lived in Dubai, actually, James. So, yeah. I think he was in Dubai during the war, when they had the Scud missiles coming over. It caused him a bit of trouble. He was a bit agitated about that. You ever digitalised your seed phrase, pen and paper, or etched in metal? Yeah, that's one way of doing it. The torrential rain forecast all week, New South Wales. Wow, really? Well, best luck over there. I've got a cousin over there too, I think. So, yeah, it's interesting. I've got family all around the world, so it's kind of crazy like that. Very nice. All right, looking pretty good here, folks. We're going to keep chilling out, though. We're going to keep going to 2 hours. We're at 1 hour and 47. We're going to keep going for another 13 minutes. How about that? There's bonus time. Woohoo! Let's go. Let's go. Smogs in House says that was a classy yesterday when you were doing the Welcome to the Family Godfather impersonation. Yeah, that's funny, hey Smog. Well, the reason why I do that is because of actually the other movie, Sleepless in Seattle. I love romantic comedy movies. It's kind of one of my things, and I don't watch them as much now, but I used to watch them just religiously. And when they did the phrase of the Godfather with Tom Hanks, was just hilarious. It was just a beautiful scene at the the water house there. Is it in Seattle? I think it was in Seattle at the time. Yeah, Sleepless in Seattle. Yeah, that's Seattle they were in. Lazy says, great stream, filled in some things for me. Oh, that's fantastic, the Lazy. That's kind of the ultimate outcome for doing live streams is when people get some insights maybe into the ecosystem that they weren't so aware of, or just fills in something nice. Now, there's a lot more I could talk about, but of course, I think it's plenty for one live stream. Yo, says Hex Fetty. Good to see Hex Fetty in the house. Excellent choices. How much longer? I've been waiting to go buy some beer. Nice. We're going through for another 11 minutes there. Excellent choice. But we appreciate your awesome attendance as always. Money bags from Taffrin. Now, Taffrin started off the live stream with the money bags, and we've got the money bags now with almost 10 minutes to go. So it's going to be good. So now it says I'm almost out of beer also. So we obviously chill back, sit back, chill back with your beer. And that is the beer is the Hexcellence choices. So I like light beers. I don't like heavy beers. I like light beers. Like I like Coronas or something like that. That's kind of it. I'm trying to think of all the light beers. It's probably the one I remember the most. Paul Scott says I will be there. Thank you. Awesome. All right. So it sounds like you're gonna have a good crew in there in the house. Nice. That's going to be good. So you might have a lot of people. That panel is going to be very popular for up and coming content creators, plus other well-known community members or active community members on the Gen X panel. It's now in the house. So very cool. Let's have a quick look at Hetron. 2,342. Nice little price there. And 13 cents. Oh, well, that's on this channel. I don't know why that always has a different price. 12.8 cents on there. And Richard Hart, have anything to say? He's probably hard coding at the moment. No, I'm just kidding. He's got some new watches, he? Which Rolex do you like the most? Submariner and white gold, Tiger Daytona in gold, a GMT Master in rose gold. So they're pretty impressive. Let me see, which one do I like? Let me know what you like. This is number 1 in blue, number 2 here in the middle, and number 3 with the blue and purple colors. Let me know which one you like, number 1, 2, or 3. Just type 1, 2, or 3 in the chat. There's a bit of fun on the last 9 minutes of the live stream. And obviously you've got the famous Hexcon. So just these 3 watches. I'm just thinking through myself now. Let me go here. Which one do I like the most? It's tough. I think I've decided which watch I like the most. And let me just click out of that. What were they called? So this first one's Submariner and white gold. That's on the left. The second one, Daytona and gold, which is obviously in the middle. And the Master in gold, rose gold. I guess it's this rose gold. This one, I guess. A little bit with the colors, a little bit off-putting, and maybe it's all the gold in there. Right, let's see what the people have spoken. Let's see what they have said. I am down to the random IPAs in the fridge. Oh wow, that's hardcore. You guys, after the live stream, you have to go out and get some more supplies. It sounds like you guys need a bigger supply or another fridge or something. X50 says number 1. All right, so the blue, nice, good choice. Number 4. There was no number 4. You can't take the Hex, the Hex metal or whatever. This one here. This is the one that made the special video on. Man, it's got amazing. If you haven't watched that video of how they made this, it's amazing. On the Hex medallion, I guess you call it. Number 1 looks good, says James. Number 1 and 4 says Tintop. Hey, yeah, everyone just added a number 4 themselves. That's that's hilarious. Hex says 2 is actually for you, and 4 is the pennant. Yeah, is it called a pennant? Yeah, I was just called it the Hex medallion, but that's a good name for it. The Hex title. Hexon says I like the most interesting. I'm like the most interesting man. I don't drink that often. When I do, it's on an IPA. Lol. Oh, that's funny. That's great, says Hexon Joyce. Yeah. Okay, so my favorite one is actually, I like all of them, but I think my favorite one's the gold one in the middle. That's kind of that one. So who let that? Hex Betty and I went for the gold. But number 1 looks like the blue one there had the most people wanting that. And I can understand why it was my next choice. But yeah. And then, of course, the pendant here, is that we called it. Hex medallion. That's the one that looks amazing. It looks so good on Richard, doesn't it? This thing when it's on him, it looks really good. All right, cool. Nicely says got to go with 2. Says a chance. Yeah, number 2. That's my one. I went for that one. Excellent choice. Hex Toys. Yeah. Very cool. Are you still here? Why? Says Toxic Hexhog. Very cool. Toxic Hexhog, man. You get your name true. Actually, let's go check Hex Toys because I haven't been there for ages. Hex Toys. toys.com. We're just chilling at the moment. Oh, I can't even pull it out. Where's Hex Toys? I thought I had Hex Toys listed. I've really got no Hex Toys. Oh, we'll do Hex Toys next time. Well, instead of Hex Toys, I was going to drop to where was I going to go? I was going to go to Pulsechain. Now, if you're in the United States, I think the early bird tickets are running out soon. So just remember that. This is in Las Vegas. So if you're able to make that, you get a 15% off too at the moment too. Where's that going on there? What's that doing funny things? I'll get rid of that. I don't know. It's got 4 days left anyway for the early bird tickets, and you can get a 15% discount off using the link on the website. So definitely check out that Pulsechain, 2022. I'm going to post it in the chat. Damn. Right, Pulsechain, check it out. If you're in the United States or able to travel to Las Vegas, then check it out. 4 days to go, early bird tickets. Now I'm hoping to have T-Money on the show. So do have a scheduled booking. So hopefully I'll remember that that's on. I'm not sure when. I can't remember when it's on. Better hurry up and check. Right. But cool. All right. Nice. All right. Now we'll see what Rackham's got to say as we go. We're just hanging out here in the last couple of minutes, just chilling. He's been doing all this blockchain tutorials for Twitter lately. So yeah. Yeah, lots of cool stuff on Twitter. So nice one there from Rackham. Very cool. Let's jump over to the Hex price, and I don't think that's moved, so we're looking good. 15-minute chart. Let's have a look at that. 12.85. So just holding off there, and yeah, just seems like it's become inevitable there. 2,342 on Hedron. So look, Tintot says Gold Daytona is my second choice. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I was torn between 1 and 2. But the gold, I just went for the simplistic look. I got a Bolex I bought at Sunday Market. Looks like number 1. Nice, James. Bolex, is that a rip-off of Rolex? Possibly. What's called Bolex? So yeah, possibly. Hex Toys on Twitter. I'm not sure what the video is on YouTube. Okay, yeah, almost like the real thing. Almost. Hey, if it looks like the real thing, that's all that matters, right? Ultimately, unless you're, people examining it. How do I get the discount? You just there's a link on the website on Pulsechain, so you can hit that. Just at the front page, I think it's got it on it. Cool. Also, if you scroll down, there's definitely a link on further down. So we're gonna. Can we do that on here? Can we do at Hex Toys? Hex Toys, will that work? Toys. Is that Hex Toys official? That can't be right. Oh, that's Hex Toys. Maybe that is at 15. Hex Toys. I thought there's a website though. There's a website. This is the video. This is the video of. This is what you're referring to. As a medallion that he made. Yeah. There's the medallion here. Look at that, amazing, eh? He was making that, so pretty impressive. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So that's how he made it. This guy made it with all these. Look at that, beautiful stuff. That was pretty awesome. So look at that, putting all the diamonds in. Pretty impressive stuff. That was made by Hex Toys. Yeah, Hex Toys sponsored it, didn't they? Yeah, made it happen. Rose gold, platinum, over 3,048 carats of natural diamonds and sapphires that can be reversed, so it always looks correct. And there it is there. Nice. Pretty impressive. This is on YouTube, went viral. I think there's a huge amount of views on it. So yeah, pretty cool. Just bought some ETH with Apple Pay on MetaMask. Okay, cool. Right, so nice on there. Thanks for that, posting that. That was really good. I was doing that. We got James Bond said the watch started working after 3 hours. Total waste of money. That's hilarious. Cut it for Hex in my cut it for a Hexkin in my opinion. What cuts it for a Hexkin in my house as it sound out. She sound like ETH holder. Money saved is money staked. That's true. So opportunity cost, right? Save it for the future. Nice. All right, looks like we're coming up to the end, folks. 2-hour live stream, not bad, eh? Woo-hoo-hoo. That was a bonus round, but really cool. So it's good to see that some of you got a few more insights into Hex ecosystem. Very cool, and yeah, it's getting exciting. So we're going to do I've got 5 videos that will be released overnight, so all short videos, how-to videos, and that's going to be the quick and easy series. So we should probably have about a dozen of those all up, maybe a few more depending on what people ask for. So it's going to be fun to watch that. Very, very nice. Red Squirrel says amazing work, but I'm not buying bling. Oh, yeah. Better to stake your Hex. That's what Richard always says too. Just better to stake it and make it. 5555 says Dan Spawn. I have like 0.06 ETH just for some Pulse because I didn't sacrifice some Pulse. Just need some gas on Pulse. Nice one. Hopefully there'll be a few forces and things around too. That's the case. All right. Brendan says you get a free Pulse for Pulse X sacrifice. That's true. So if you've done a Pulse X, we'll just cover that quickly. Actually, we won't cover that quickly. It'll take me a bit long. But you do. If you've done Pulse X, you didn't do Pulse X. If you didn't do the Pulse sacrifice, but you did Pulse X sacrifice, you're going to get 1 Pulse airdrop to you. So that's going to allow you to do transactions before the bridge opens up. It's going to be nice. Did I make it back in time for the end? Yeah, the end. It is the end. Yeah. Very, very cool. All right. Thanks everybody for that. Take care. Enjoy yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. If you're a Hex Token channel member, of course, you know what to do. Smash the emojis on the way out. We're going to hit all those. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thanks for watching. I'll post that. I probably posted the wrong one there. Post that one. Yeah. We're going to put some on there. Got that one and that one and that one. 10 emojis for 10 awesome people. So awesome. All right. Take care over there. Thanks all the moderators. Appreciate your hard work. And to all the Hex Token channel members, appreciate the support. To all the subscribers, rock on. We're in that quiet period before the awesomeness, so just hodl dog on that one, as we say, hodl dog. That's just the way it should go. But Dingle Wolf's got a few cool stuff out there with the fishes. Rich calls in house. Cheers, you're welcome. Mr. Frost says thanks, sir. See you soon. Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Frost. We've got the emojis in the house. You should put some crypto donation links up. I could possibly do that. James, haven't really thought about that, but that's definitely something I could do. Sorry, Toxic says Brenna. Yeah. Woo. Says it's now. Nice. Hex God Turtle in the house with the emojis as well. Man, those looking good folks out there. Brennan's got the cracks on already. Brennan, man, you're the funny guy, that's for sure. I love Brennan. Always got the humor in the house. All right, let's finish this up. 2 hours and 1 minute. No, 2 hours and 2 minutes. That's the way we go. All right, catch you guys tomorrow.